Yo, what's cracking, peeps? Happy Monday evening. T-Money up in the Heezy. Well, kind of early evening or whatever, but hope everybody's doing well. And it's going to be a big update today. I got a ton of shit to show you guys. Came in the mail. I got 4 packages. One from 88 Films, one from Diabolic DVD, one from Rare Waves USA, and one from Ronin Flicks. But before we get into the unboxings, I just want to share with you a few movies that I got in over the last weekend, I guess, Friday, Saturday maybe. I didn't get much, but I have 3 films. We'll start with the package from Grindhouse Video Tampa. I got Killer Campout. Now, I didn't realize that I ordered this movie a while ago. I guess the company that had released it, Fuzzy Monkey Films, put it out when it first came out, and I totally spaced it. It was some, like, I think, not Indiegogo, but some sort of campaign or whatever. I purchased the film directly from them, forgetting, like a year later, that the film of the same title was being released by Wild Eye. So I've been collecting the Wild Eye Raw and Extreme line. However, if I had known that these were the exact same films, probably wouldn't have picked this one up, although I do love that cover artwork. Wild Eye does a great job of making cover arts, making the movies look awesome, very throwback, 80s, you know. So I watched this movie last night, and I kind of have mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, I think it's pretty hilarious. The characters in the movie are fucking hilarious. And I definitely was laughing in a bunch of scenes pretty hysterically, but it sucks. I mean, it's really low budget. The acting is horrible. The killer is ridiculous, over the top. There's homages to, like, Anthropophagus and all kinds of slasher movies. Although that's the only one I really picked up on, but it's very much like Don't Go Into the Woods Alone meets any old wilderness slasher, although it's really, really campy and really low budget. And the effects are kind of fun. They're not very good, but they're practical, I think, for the most part. I don't think it was very much CGI, which was good, but it was just really funny. It's about a group of kids. I don't know if they're all, like, one of them's like a nymphomaniac, the other one's like this horror goth dude. There's this random, like, Jamaican dude who's just a prick. And then, I don't know, like, just a bunch of, like, weird people with, a cutter. Like, just a bunch of random people going to this camp, and you get the impression that they're there to, like, bond and talk about their issues. It doesn't ever really specifically say, but all kinds of craziness ensues. It's really bad, but it's funny, and I had a good time with it. I mean, for what it is. I did. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it. But it's definitely not good, and it's definitely low budget. So keep that in mind. That's Killer Campout. You can get it real cheap from Wild Eye. So next up, it's a new one from Troma. We have Revenge of the Spacemen. I love that title. Caught my attention immediately after I saw it, but I don't know. There's all kinds of, I haven't watched it yet, but there's all kinds of quotes on here, and grab some moonshine, popcorn, and enjoy. Worth a look for fans of old school horror sci-fi films, broad comedy, and Midwest slapstick. So I can appreciate some Midwest slapstick. So reminds me of, like, Redneck Zombies or something like that. I think that took place in the Midwest, somewhere redneck. But anyways, Revenge of the Spacemen, I don't know. We'll see. It's Troma. My hands are all greasy because I just lubed up with vitamin E, but yeah, so I'm getting it all over my covers. Another reason why these plastic protectors are awesome. Alright, You Might Be the Killer. I haven't seen this one yet. I really, really want to check it out. I posted a picture of this on my Instagram, and literally like 5 or 6 people were like, yo, that movie's awesome. I loved it. I had such a good time. I haven't heard a bad thing about it. And initially, my buddy Sam from 22 Shots Moods and Horror page, friend and affiliate of the page, and also he's in one of my group chats, buddy of mine. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. I don't think so. But anyways, he was the first person who had mentioned this movie. It was one of his favorites of 2018, I believe. So yeah, I swooped it up based on that, and it seems like it's probably going to be like a parody on wilderness slashers, maybe something like that, along the lines of Friday the 13th. Obviously, you might be the killer, but maybe with a weird like you might be the killer twist. Don't know, but sounds good. And again, everybody raved about it, so I'm stoked. All right, so sorry, my wrist is like itchy. All right, let's get into the update now. We'll go with this one first from Rare Waves because I'm not exactly sure what it is, but looks like a DVD. Cool. Yeah, so another person that I kind of follow on Instagram or whatever, Facebook friend, had talked about this movie, Everyone Must Die, and now the people behind this movie recently directed something else. And I'm drawing a blank on what now. It's a more modern movie, I think. Shit. I'll figure it out and then I'll maybe put it in the comment section. But I like the movie that these people did more recently, and so this was an older one from them, Everyone Must Die. And again, somebody that I'm forgetting their name on Facebook had mentioned that this movie was done by the same people, an older one, and it's pretty fun. So a pattern of similar killings occurs, leaving small towns aghast with grief and suspicion. When the massacre left Kyle's sister dead, he vowed to solve the mystery behind the gruesome pattern of slaughter and find out where this seemingly death-proof killer will strike next. Join us as this tale of gore spreads from town to town, person to person, and kill to kill, leaving nobody safe because, after all, everyone must die. Wasn't there another movie with the similar title? I feel like there was. Definitely was, and it was a slasher movie too. But anyways, this is a different film. I wish it said who did this. Central Keystone Productions, I don't know who they are, but Steve Rudzinski. Yeah, fuck. Well, I'll talk about it in the comments. But so yeah, I heard good things about it. Stoked to get it. All right, I got so many things on my mind, on the tip of my tongue. Okay, so we'll get into this next one from Ronin Flicks. Newest release from Ronin. I've been on kind of an indie slasher kick lately too, so. Alright, sweet. So, let's see. We have the newest release from Ronin, which is actually a re-release of a pretty amazing movie, Tower of Evil. I was debating on whether or not I should pick this one up just because I do own the other release of this on Blu-ray. But they re-released it, and it's a brand new 2018 scan, so I'm thinking it might be a new scan. Yeah, I think it is. So it's a new scan of the film, so that's a plus. It's actually, you know, got something going for it other than a slipcover that wasn't on the other release. Let me try and cut this open. Without demolishing anything. But I love this movie. It's weird. Ronin's definitely been like on a re-release kick lately, so they're basically just taking older, and it's not even like their DVDs and they're upgrading the Blu-ray. They're upgrading their Blu-rays, which is kind of a gimmick, but I'm not gonna lie. Like if it's a film I love and it has a new transfer and a nice slippy dippy, I gotta get it. So I'm assuming you've got reversible cover artwork, which is the original. So if you own the Blu-ray from Scorpion previously, you will recognize this cover. And yeah, so those of you who don't know about this movie, one of the most brutal and mysterious stories ever to be released, blah, blah, blah. Tower of Evil is a haunting tale set, and it's an amazing setting. Set in and around a deserted lighthouse on fog-shrouded Snape Island. The terror begins when a nude, crazed woman slaughters a sailor who visits the island. When she's taken back to civilization and an ancient relic is discovered, an expedition is mounted to solve the mystery of the island, which leads to a series of psychosexual murders. I thought I missed something there, but I didn't. But it's really fun, really atmospheric. I love the setting. I love the choreography, I guess, or what is it? The way that the film is lit, and just the look and feel of the movie is classic. It's a early 70s film, so you know, it's got that real vibe to it. So awesome. So cool. So yeah, as far as what's on this release, you get a poster, which is actually included right inside, so that's cool. Reversible cover artwork, of course, a brand new 2018 scan of the film with color correction and audio fixes. It'll be nice to do a compare and contrast of the other video or film versus this one, because I've only ever seen the Blu-ray. I didn't have this on DVD, but audio commentary with producer Richard Gordon, moderated by Tom Weaver, on-camera interviews with actress Soretta Wilson, composer Kenneth V. Jones, and editor Henry Richardson. And you also have Katarina's Nightmare Theater Mode, which is whatever, but so awesome. I love this movie so much, so check it out if you guys are into atmospheric 70s films. Alright, next up, 2 new releases from fine folks over at 88 Films. We have another one in the line of Jackie Chan movies. Dropping things, guys. So I haven't really seen any of the Jackie Chan flicks that they've put out so far. I'm behind on my watching, as always. You guys know that. But I love the cover artwork. And it's cool that they're, you know, giving these movies nice releases, because they're older Jackie Chan films that I feel like I'm going to appreciate more, because I'm not a huge Jackie Chan fan. But the fact that they're releasing a lot of his older Asian films. Snake and Crane, Arts of Shaolin. Released in 1978, the madcap mayhem of Snake and Crane's Arts of Shaolin was a surefire sign to audiences that the young star Jackie Chan was soon to be even more famous than the man who paved the way for modern martial arts genre, Mr. Bruce Lee. An international box office success, this all-time classic is one of Chan's most beloved masterworks, and it's easy to see why. The fights come thick and fast in this relentless tale of a young kung fu student with a very unique style, which attracts a series of curious competitors. Helmed by the great Chen Chi-wah, who also oversaw the Chan classic Shaolin Wooden Men, 88 Films, I don't think they put that one on yet, is proud to present this film. So awesome. Nice release. Love the slipcover. And it sounds fun. I love martial arts films, so, and I kind of don't, it's a genre that I'm not really that familiar with either, but you get some really cool stills. You get some original, ugly-ass original cover artwork, or whatever that is. It's disgusting. So I'm actually going to leave this, because it's cool. I like this new cover artwork a lot. Makes up for it. But there's the disc. This is Region B locked. And yeah, so I'm just stoked in general to be able to explore some of these earlier Jackie Chan films. And this movie is from 1970... Hang on one sec. I gotta put this in here. Oh, Pipsy, that's crying. I gotta let the baby in. It's from 1978. Excuse me, guys, just for 1 second. Hippie, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, love. Alright, sorry about that, dudes. I am back. Hipsy, I'll feed you after the video, babe. I can't take that long of an intermission. Alright, so, grab a swig of my seltzer. Hi. Hi, you. Hi, my little needy girl. Alright, so next up, we have A Black Veil for Lisa, another movie I've never seen before, but I'm really excited for this one. It's a giallo film. Hi, from 1968. I'll just read you guys. It's directed by Massimo Dallamano, who's done a few other giallos. Offhand, I don't remember what, but definitely a familiar name in the giallo game. Nice having like longish nails right now. I can actually open things up, but nice matte slip. All right. And then you get reversible cover artwork, which is kind of cool. I actually like that. So we're 1 for 2 on the reversible being cool. Actually really dig the yellow. So I'll read you guys a synopsis. So this is number, oh, fuck, of course, 48. Wow, they've done 48 films so far in the Italian line. It says the Giallo was still finding its feet when A Black Veil for Lisa came along in 1968. And along with such earlier murder mysteries, such as Black and Blood Ice... Isn't it? Whoa, they wrote Black and Blood Lace. It's Blood and Black Lace. Ooh, typo. And So Sweet, So Perverse. It says that as Black and Blood Lace. It's Blood and Black Lace, right? So Sweet, So Perverse. This classic outing proved important to the genre that later filmmakers such as Argento and Martino would help define. Featuring an assured leading man turned from the legendary British Oscar winner John Mills, A Black Veil for Lisa was overseen by the iconic Massimo Dell'Amo. What have you done to Solange? From Arrow Video. They released it, but another Giallo film. And offers an engrossing tale of sex and assassination as a frustrated detective plans to murder his cheating wife via a hired hand, only for the entire plot to become more and more muddled, macabre, and messy. Colored by all number of crafty Giallo twists that the only Italian could do during the heyday of Hitchcockian horror, A Black Veil for Lisa makes it to British Blu-ray in this outstanding, whatever, HD transfer to 88 films. Bonus features include 1080 presentation of the film, audio, LPCM, uncompressed LP, whatever, LPCM audio, subtitles, English subtitles. Yellow is the New Black, Rachel Nisbet, on A Black Veil for Lisa, an interview with film journalist Rachel Nisbet. Lifting the Veil, remembering Massimo Dell'Amo's A Black Veil for Lisa, an interview with film journalist John Martin, A Black Veil, I keep saying A Black Veil, A Black motherfucking Veil for Lisa, reversible sleeve featuring artwork. Then you also get a mini booklet, leaflet or whatever. It's just 2 pages and a few and one still, which is a nice image actually. I love 70s, 60s and 70s culture style. Alright, awesome. So anyways, that's awesome. Awesome, anyways, that's awesome. I did just say that, but Slippies are a little tight today, and they're a little bit damaged because I don't like the new packaging, how they're just putting them in like these things. They were much better when they came in boxes, and as a result, you know, they come creased. But companies do what they got to do to cut corners, and 88 Films is a good company, so I can't shun them too much, but it is kind of disappointing. It's nice to know that Scream Factory is now putting end caps on their slips, though. That's really cool, really good. It's about time, but sorry, there's a hair on here, and it's bugging the shit out of me. God, I don't have any women around me. What the fuck is this? Alright, sorry guys, worry about that later. My OCD kicking in. Last but not least, Diabolic DVD. We have 4 films from my man, Jesse. Alright, first up, Diamonds of the Night. This movie I've never seen before, but it sounds really, really awesome. Considered one of the most thrilling and startlingly original works of cinema. It's basically about 2 boys who escaped from a German train bound for a Nazi concentration camp during World War II. Virtuoso cinematography, inspired editing, and brilliantly utilized soundtrack, the film is a landmark of the Czech New Wave. Its theme of man's perpetual struggle to survive human dignity in the face of unimaginable horrors remains fearsomely relevant today. An absolute essential viewing experience, a remarkable directorial debut, an extraordinary debut, and an intense experience, honest, pure, and with a dark beauty all on its own. It's a new HD transfer of the film, in 4K transfer, I guess. The film itself is from 1960. I know that Criterion Collection is going to be releasing this, I think, in March. So, if you guys are, you know, not all region. This is all region, though, so you can't even say that. But if you're Criterion collectors or whatever, you can wait for that. But second run's really nice. They do a lot of really classy films. So you get a nice little booklet in here. I guarantee you this release is going to be just as nice, if not nicer, than the Criterion release. But Criterion's great, so you can't really question that. But yeah, I'm just stoked to check this one out. Every once in a while, I like a film, you know what I mean? It's not all horror, but mostly. But I like a good thinking movie, and you know, anything that has to do with Germany during the Nazi era interests me. Alright. Next up, we have a German release of White Line Fever. It's just an action flick starring Jan Michael Vincent and Kay Lenz from 1975. I believe this movie was released by Mill Creek in a multi-pack. I could be wrong, but I thought it may have been. You do get... This is a weird texture, too. I like this kind of. It's a little different. Thick. It's a Cook Media release right here. I love their black cases. These German releases are really beautiful. And I don't think this movie has a standalone release in the U.S., so it's just a fun action flick. Again, from 1975. So, yeah. White Line Fever. Badass action. Alright, next up we have a really nice release. I gotta open this up off camera because there's a loose disc in here. So I gotta be careful, but you'll see it in just a second. Cover artwork on this release alone had me like super into it. It's a Studio Canal release in conjunction with Cook Media. Maybe it isn't a loose disc. I was wrong. Cool. Oh yeah, there is. It's weird. It's underneath is a loose disc. Okay, got it. And it didn't actually fall out of place, so that's nice. Alright, guys. So what we have here is a beautiful edition of the Evil Dead trilogy. Look at that, man. It's fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous. Check this back out. Super rad. Love it. Oh man, that's brutal. I love it so much. So it's basically, I believe, the Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. So there's no remake in this, but it's a 3-disc set. That's fine with me. Limited edition 3-disc set. You've got your 3 discs. Really, really nice. I just had to splurge on this. It wasn't that expensive either, but it's gorgeous. There's your cover. And then lift that J card up, and there's your little bottom piece of the book. So yeah, beautiful 3-disc limited edition steelbook. Love these movies. This release is Region B locked, so keep that in mind. But I had to grab this. Just such a nice collector's piece. All right, and last but certainly not least, one of the most fun movies ever. Ragman, aka Trick or Treat. Great, great movie. This is another NSM Records media book. I believe they put out another one. I do. I ordered an NSM from somebody on Facebook, Cult Media Group, a couple years back. But I'm such a fan of this movie. It's so awesome. And I hadn't actually seen it until I purchased it a couple years ago. Maybe 2 years ago now. On the Facebook group. But it's just so fun. Heavy metal horror, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's a new release. It's limited to 500. I got number 67. And there is a little bit of nudity on here, but look at that cover artwork. Isn't that fucking awesome? So beautiful. I love this movie. Trick or Treat, baby. So I think I had purchased this. No. It's not the same movie, obviously, as the one with Gene Simmons. So I'm trying to think of my history with this movie. I think the first time I owned it, because it didn't have a US Blu-ray release for a while, and now I have like multiple releases of the film. Has it been released in the US? I can't even remember. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know as if it has, but I know NSM Records has released like a few covers. This is cover A, by the way. I just thought it was so cool. But if you guys haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend you check it out. Especially if you're into heavy metal horror, Rock and Roll Nightmare, Trick or Treat, you know, films like that. Sorry guys, 1 second. I just want to look up something really quickly here. It's from 1986, which is my birth year. And so it says, a bullied teenage boy is devastated after the death of his heavy metal idol, Sammy Kerr. But as Halloween night approaches, he discovers that he may be the only one who can stop Sammy from making a satanic comeback from beyond the grave. I just wanted to get you guys a legit little quick synopsis of the film, because I was having a brain cramp. But yeah, so heavy metal horror. It's awesome. Kind of like a modern or an older Deathgasm, I guess, in a weird kind of way. It also has what's that movie? No, not really. It just involves a little bit of rock and roll. So it is kind of like Black Roses and Black Roses meets Rock and Roll Nightmare, but in its own fun kid sort of way, you know, because it's the main dude in it is a rock and roll kid, Ragman. But anyways, check it out. Awesome, a lot of fun. Although what I actually wanted to look up first is whether or not this movie has a American Blu-ray, because this is Region B locked, as I may or may not have previously mentioned. Trick or Treat 1986 Blu-ray. Yeah, no, it doesn't, unfortunately. It does not. So yeah, the only way you can get this in high def is from the UK, from NSM Records. There's also another Blu-ray of it too from some other European company. But guys, thanks for watching the video. Holy shit, I've been on for 30 minutes. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Peace.